we look at perhaps the second most important message by the Prime Minister today. It was meant for the voters as well as the 16 opposition parties that have resolved in Patna to join hands and minds to unseat the BJP in the centre in 2024. The Prime Minister dismissed the picture of unity as a photo op and the Patna congregation as a coalition of the corrupt with proven track record in ghotalas or scams. He even went ahead to calculate the total cost to the nation caused by the perceived and proven cases of corruption against opposition parties and their leaders. He also underlined that many of these parties were run by families and treated as personal fiefdoms. The loosely tied opposition bloc claims that the Prime Minister's language betrays nervousness at the very real prospect of losing 2024 elections. We therefore give the Newshour stage to the debate, which is about dynasty versus Desh Hit in 2024. Listen in to the Prime Minister's attack on the opposition.
जिन लोगों को कुछ लोग पहले अपना दुश्मन बताते थे, पानी पी पी कर कोसा करते थे, गालियां देते थे, अब उन लोगों को आगे जाकर वो साष्टांग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं। ये उनकी मजबूरी है। ये विपक्षी दलों की हरकतों से उनकी घबराहट से साफ है कि देश की जनता ने 2024 के चुनाव में भाजपा को वापस लाने का मन बना लिया है। इनकी एक फोटो ऑप कार्यक्रम हुआ था, मिलकर के फोटो निकालने का एक कार्यक्रम हुआ था। इस बैठक में शामिल दलों के इतिहास को देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि वो सब मिलकर के, जितने भी लोग वो फोटो में दिखते हैं ना, एक एक को जरा देख लीजिए, उन सबका मिलकर के टोटल लगाएंगे तो ये सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है। और कांग्रेस का घोटाला ही अकेले लाखों करोड़ों का है। अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है तो मोदी की भी एक गारंटी है और मेरी गारंटी है, हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी। हर चोर लुटेरे पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी। आज जब कानून का डंडा चल रहा है, जब जेल की सलाखें सामने दिख रही है, तब जाकर के ये जुगलबंदी हो रही है।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate with Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Naval Kishore and Tehseen Poonawala is Riju Datta, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and also my colleague Smita Prakash, editor of ANI. And Smita, the Prime Minister today was in full flow. Apart from UCC, I think the biggest observation that he made was the opportunistic alliance that we saw taking place in Patna. And he gave a few home truths. How much do you think will these charges hit home as far as the opposition parties are concerned? Because we are already hearing divergent voices from all those who were party to that photo op in Patna.
Thank you, Navika. I think what happened was that the opposition parties had already thrown the gauntlet while he was in the US, and the Prime Minister, he did not spare much time. He rolled up his sleeves, and as soon as he got back, within 48 hours or whatever, 72 hours of landing, he was, after the US trip, he just kind of rolled up his sleeves and got into the messy world of domestic politics. The sharp rhetoric in his speech, which you ran just now, it's indicative of what's lying in store for us for the next few months, which is blowing holes in the opposition unity moves. The gloves are off, which in case they were on in the first place. He's given a signal to his colleagues, to the juniors in his party, that, and to the chieftains in the states, most importantly, which are going to polls, that you have to attack on these 2 points, which is one, the dynastic DNA in some of the regional parties, and to the corruption issue. Now, there is that chink in the armor of the regional parties, which the BJP has concluded is the dynastic element. So, you can be sure that Fadnavis and Shinde will go after Uddhav's soft spot, which was Aditya. They'll go for Supriya Sule, which is Pawar Saab's soft spot. They'll go for RJD. They'll go for BRS. That is the dynastic part. They'll go for KCR, Kejriwal, not Mayawati. Well, for Kejriwal, Mayawati, Jagan, Patnaik, the dynastic part won't come in. But the fact that Kejriwal wasn't there and Mayawati wasn't there, Jagan wasn't there, Naveen Patnaik wasn't there, means that they will not be probably attacked. And they are not part of that united opposition. But then who knows what's in store for us for 2023? These leaders will have to be accommodating, which is really not in their nature. And whether they take a united stand now and they have a strategy for giving a common answer to every time they are attacked on these, I don't know. Maybe it is because they've been given that signal, sink or swim together. So maybe Lalu Yadav has told them that. I mean, he seems to have gotten over his grudge with Rahul Gandhi, who kind of finished off his political career. But for his son's sake, again, the dynastic part, for his son's sake, he's prepared to host this thing with Nitish Kumar. So let's see where it goes from here.
Absolutely. It's going to be fireworks from here on. But Riju Datta, when the Prime Minister talks about Rose Valley scam, Sharda scam, teacher recruitment scam, he makes a point. These scams are there. 23,000 crore is what he's pegged it at. Clearly, it will be an election issue, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And when the Prime Minister has been so fierce in his attack for the first time in all these years, I believe the Prime Minister should also introspect. And he mentioned the Sharada scam. Well, the Sharada scam, ED and CBI charge sheet mentioned accused is BJP's leader of opposition, Shuvendhu Adhikari. So I think somebody should send this message to the Honorable Prime Minister. That is point number one. Point number two, he talks about Parivarvad. I will not go into too much details, but I'll just mention some top names. Kiran Rijiju, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Piyush Goyal, Devendra Fadnavis, all Parivarvad, dynastic politics in BJP. And the list goes on. I've just named a few. There's a saying in Hindi, कि धूल मुंह पे है और आईना साफ कर रहे हैं. I will request PM sir to introspect in his party. All his blue-eyed boys, the BJP used to issue pamphlets against Hemant Vishwa Sharma. CM, Vyapam Chauhan, Mr. Vyapam Chauhan, CM, Conduct Sharma, Amit Shah said, I will finish the rally and get him arrested. Then the government with 2 MLAs.
Well, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, is the Trinamool Congress right in raising these issues, because political parties have been raising these issues in the past as well? Does the BJP have a soft underbelly?
They have a washing machine.
Just one thing I would like to remind, on 23rd of June, when the Patna meeting was taking place, on that same day, Prime Minister was in America and he was undertaking various defense deals, from the production of the semiconductor to the starting production of the fighter plane engines with the GE company and the Predator drones. So Prime Minister was all on way to have a strong country, a strong government and a strong defense deal. But there was also a defense deal going on in Patna. It was with whom? एक कोयला घोटाले वाले थे, CWG घोटाले वाले, 2G घोटाले वाले, फिर शराब घोटाले वाले, भर्ती घोटाले वाली बुआ जी, and all were sitting in the chairmanship of चारा घोटाले वाला. So there was a defense deal to defend their own corruption and own ghotalas, so that they can get a cover like what Prime Minister was trying to give a security cover to the country, they were trying to give having a defense deal to have a security cover for their corruption. So that's why Prime Minister was all set to have India a mazboot desh, and they were trying to have a majboor sarkar. And one more thing I would like to say, those who were sitting were having nothing to do. They were having just own concern with my son, my daughter, my nephew. Prime Minister talks about Amrit Kal, that how India will emerge and usher after 25 years when we will be having 100th years of independence. And all those parties are only concerned that after 25 years, only their son or daughter or nephew should remain with the helm of the affairs of their party, will all their amassed wealth. So that is a fundamental difference. That's why the people of the country are wise enough to understand that. And one more thing on the Parivarvad, I would like to clarify. Sir, Parivarvad is not that one person is joining politics. Like Navika ji is anchoring the show. Nobody can say that none of the family member of Navika ji cannot join journalism and cannot join Times Now. But Parivarvad is that whenever Navika ji will leave this Newshour show, then only her family member will take over. They will become the anchor. This is the problem with your parties. Either anchor is there for lifetime, like Xi Jinping model. Xi Jinping has amended the constitution of China to remain for lifetime. So either these parties are having Xi Jinping model, or the anchorship should be given to the party. Even if somebody else remain in the chair, it hardly matters whether Manmohan Singh remains the Prime Minister or Kharge ji remains the party president. But the anchor is same. Okay. This is the Parivarvad. So
well, Naval Kishore ji, may I just clarify on the Newshour tonight that nobody in my family, close family, larger family and distant family is either a politician or a journalist. So the situation will not arise, as Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi has said. पर है तो सब बच्चों के लिए ही ना. लालू जी के बाद तेजस्वी जी, लालू जी जब तेजस्वी जी छोटे थे तो राबड़ी जी, यही तो चलता है ना. तो अगर प्रधानमंत्री जी कह रहे हैं तो गलत तो नहीं कह रहे.
देखिए, एक देश का प्रधानमंत्री और जो खासकर शासन में है, दूसरे कार्यकाल में है, वो कानून और संस्थाओं का इतना मजाक उड़ाएगा, इलेक्शन कमीशन को रिजाइन कर देना चाहिए. क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री कह रहे हैं कि उनके अलावा जो भी पार्टियां हैं वो इलेक्शन कमीशन के आधार पर तय किए गए पार्टी सिस्टम या दलीय प्रणाली का उपहास करते हैं या उनका विरोधी है. शर्म आनी चाहिए ऐसे दल को, ऐसे प्रधानमंत्री को और उनके प्रवक्ता को, कि जो कि दिन दहाड़े टीवी चैनल पे बैठ के और वो कहते हैं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन जो रूल अप्लाई करता है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए वही सारे दलों के लिए है. और ये कहां से आ गया? सुन लीजिए
नवल किशोर जी, मेरे पास समय कम है, सुन लिया मैंने, पर मैं आपको मुबारकबाद देना चाहती हूँ. आई थिंक जिंदगी में पहली बार आपने इलेक्शन कमीशन की इतनी तारीफ की है. नहीं तो रोज ईवीएम का बहाना होता है, ईवीएम की गाली होती है. तहसीन पूनावाला, टुनाइट आर यू नॉट प्राउड दैट योर अलायंस पार्टनर, फ्यूचर अलायंस पार्टनर, wannabe alliance partner, potential alliance partner is actually praising the election commission tonight? Is this going to be a uniform process?
When I heard the most honorable Prime Minister speak today about alliances coming together, this new alliance, I could clearly see the most honorable Prime Minister is rattled because in confidence he may say, "मैं अकेला सबसे भारी while putting 300 MPs sitting behind him, embarrassing them, he himself is in an alliance and reaching out to Chandrababu Naidu and Akali Dals." But one more thing, when he spoke about dynasty, one dynasty who was shining roost, who was in BCCI on his merit, because his father was was in the BCCI and Gujarat Cricket Board, is Jai Shah ji. Jai Shah ji is the greatest all-rounder that India has produced. Therefore, he's in the BCCI.
Well,
he's not in dynasty.
I'm running out of time, but Sudhanshu Trivedi, I'll give you just 30 seconds to respond, and with a one-liner if you may.
जस्ट मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूं मोदी जी की तरफ से कि वो उनका सारा नशा उतरता चला गया, वो मुझे डुबाने की कोशिश करते रहे और मैं उभरता चला गया. जिसे मंजिल समझ के बैठ गए थे ये चंद लोग, मैं ऐसे कितने ही रास्तों से गुजरता चला गया. आप अपनी चंद लोगों की मंजिल बनाते रहिए, मोदी जी उससे आगे, बहुत आगे जाते रहेंगे.
Well, on that note, Thank you very much to my panelists, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Good night and be safe.
The News Hour at 9.